So my name is Jason, and I'm going to be the moderator for like this podcast.
Okay.
So before we like start lah, is it okay if we like just give us a brief introduction?
Yep, sure. So let me introduce myself first. I am Kah Yen. I am a manager in Project ID. Yeah, I have been working in Project ID for about 5 years already now. Yeah, started as a facilitator and then joined as a full-time member until now. And then on the side, I am also a registered and licensed counselor. Yeah, that's a bit about me. How about you, Jason? I haven't get to know you yet.
Yeah, because I asked your introduction. Well, my name is Jason. As you can tell,
Mm.
I'm 19 years old now, and I'm currently doing my A levels at College Yayasan UEM. I'm a Shell scholar, and actually, in terms of base, I'm part of the project committee, where I'm basically in charge of curating basis project ideas and giving some feedback on the projects that they can do in the future.
Yeah. Before this, have you heard about Project Idea?
Actually, yes, because I don't know whether you heard this particular name. Her name's Kaylee Star. Actually, she was one
Oh,
of like
of course.
interns. Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Yes.
My Shell senior also. So she told a lot about Project ID. So I actually heard a lot
I
about you guys.
see. Okay. Yes.
Okay,
So, what you want to talk today?
what is the main obstacle that you would face when you want to achieve educational equality in our country?
Oh, okay. Obstacle to achieve in education equality. Okay. You sure want to start with this big question? Sure.
Yeah.
Uh, okay. I think to me, I would say there are many factors, right? That would affect like education equality, inequality, really a lot of factors that can cause that to happen. But to me, I think access is like the biggest challenges. It's like just different people will have different access, right? That make it like different in like the education equality. Just as simple as internet connection, for example. For sure, internet connection in Klang Valley region will be better than other state, other areas. And this simple issue like this, it would already affect like access to information, access to opportunity, like access to like different resources out there, right? So this can be one of it. So I think it's really a lot of factor. It can be geographical reason, it can be cultural reason, it can be societal reason. Really, it is. I think at the end, it still come back to like the access to opportunity, access to resources and information. So that's why in Project ID we emphasize a lot on creating access for the students to give them the exposure so that they are able to grab like opportunities to bring out the better version of themselves. Yeah.
Yeah, and then actually I also understand as well because like I
Mm.
coming from personally from Sabah, I don't
Oh, you're from
when I was growing
Sabah.
I don't have a lot of it's a just to get the stereotype out of the way, we don't live on trees for Wi-Fi. But I
Exactly.
do understand like coming from though because growing up I
Mm.
don't receive a lot of support and like the same education that I would expect myself to receive as my Semenanjung peers. And I
Mm.
in a sense I admire like organizations like these who really try and make an effort to achieve education equality. And actually while we're on the subject of students and education in general, I would like to ask your opinions on like in terms of like their opportunities to get better education. What do you think that students they themselves that they can do to enhance their own education skills, their career in the future, even though they have like restrictions like you said just now, for example, culture,
Mm.
finances, and the lack of exposure in general.
Yeah, of course, there will be a lot of restriction. Different people might have different challenges in assessing education, assessing opportunity. Um, how a students like what can help a students, I think, is really seek out for opportunities. Seek out for opportunities, and then I think you all know also, like, people always encourage to apply for scholarship, financial aid, if there is like financial restriction. And then I think it's also leveraging on the resources that is available, as well as the network. Yeah, get to know more people, like network around, like search for support around you, and just grab the opportunities to upskill and to gain more exposure. Yeah, for students, like, to have early exposure. Whenever you see opportunity, you can actually take it. So that is like some things that a student can do. And then to add on it, that mindset is very important actually. So just according to one of the study from McKinsey, right, study on the driver of student performance in Asia. Actually, mindset is one of like the most important factor in improving and predicting students' outcome. So that's why mindset is very important. So for students, I will say just ready, like, just like grab like opportunities, like to ready your mindset. So when your mindset is ready, when the opportunity come, then you are able to grab. If you don't grab the opportunity, then you will lose it, and then you might regret in the future, as in you might not have the chance to land on this opportunity again. So that's why when you have time, you don't know when the opportunity will come. So when it comes, your mindset is ready. Just don't afraid to try, don't afraid to like make mistake actually. Like, you can still make mistake as long as you learn from it, and then like with the right mindset, grab the opportunity, and then yeah, you will be able to like enhance the opportunity and your future career in the future. Yeah.
That's a very good explanation. I wish like when I was a student, I received like such a detailed explanation because that's very, very useful. And I feel like it's a very good answer as well. Um, but I think what you have said just now is like we can consider it as like soft skills and as a sense. And
Mm-hmm.
I feel like students, in a sense, they need to have these soft skills as well. Like from the basics, from their mindset to more uh larger skills, like for example, networking, communication. I feel like that's a very important thing that they have to have when it comes to not just their education, but also their career, which kind of leads us on to the fundamental question that we would ask,
Mm.
which not just to like us, but also like to everyone who is listening to this podcast, like what is soft skills? Like why should we make students understand? Like why should we help them understand that it's important, and how much of it is in demand right now, and what are some misconceptions that we think about soft skills? Because sometimes, like personally thinking as a student, when I grew up, I really see soft skills as like a very big thing. It's only when I started to came into
Yeah,
college then I start to realize that it's a very important thing that you need to have. So would you mind like clarifying a bit more about that?
sure. Yes, thanks, Jason. Um, Soft skill, the if you want a proper definition, it is like I have a definition here. It's actually mix of like skill, attitude, behavior, and personal qualities and mindset that individual use to be successful across different sector, different region. But to put it like in a simple term, it is about interpersonal skill and non-technical skill that ones can like gain to help them navigate their life. Yeah, for example, time management, communication skill, emotion management, yeah, or like adapted to change, and all this, right, is example of soft skill. And then you asked a few big questions just now, like why is this important, and also like what is the demand in the market right now. I would say it is very important because you mentioned it just now, like you started to realize when you are in college that it is very important because it is actually required. Like one, it is very important for someone to use soft skill, like leverage on soft skill to navigate through like day-to-day life actually. So why is it important? Actually, nowadays, according to research, right, employers now is like looking more towards person qualities in terms of soft skill. I can ask you, Jason, it's very simple, right? Let's say if you have like a group assignment that you need to choose group mates, okay, and then you have two people here. Two of them are with the same type of skill set. Like they know how to like write good essay, they know how to do like good PowerPoint slide and all. But then the soft skill are different. One of them is like really better in communications, like really know how to handle the stress and then know how to work well in a team. Who would you choose?
Obviously
It's
the
just as
one
simple
who has
as
like
that.
better
Yeah,
skills. Yeah,
obviously better soft skill, right? So oftentimes like soft skill become like the determining factor when it comes to, yes, technical skill is still important, especially if you need to enter a professional career, right? The technical skill, the professional skill set is still important for you to get into the door. But then soft skill are the one that usually like become the differentiating factor to decide whether person A and person B is better. And research also show that soft skill actually determine long-term success and also the career advance opportunity better as well. So yeah, I hope this answer your question, like why this important and what is the demand now. And I think you also asked about misconception, right, just now. So misconception, um, I think oftentimes, what are the misconception is people usually think that soft skill are are born and cannot be developed further. Actually, this is false. You will hear people say that I am actually not a leader lah. I cannot lead people. I am not good in communication because I am shy. I don't know how to talk and all, right. Yeah, maybe some people like born like naturally they know how to talk better. They know like they naturally already have the leadership quality. But then soft skill is something that can be nurtured. So you can learn through practice. You can do like maybe first time you do presentations like, oh, it's like not so good. But then with practice, your communication actually become better. Likewise with leadership skill, time management skill, like adaptive skill as well as like emotion management. All this can be learned and practiced. So yes, soft skill actually can be learned through practice. It is not like, oh, you cannot develop it. It's fixed. It is fixed. It's not lah. Yeah, and then I think another very common misconception is, I believe you have heard about it. People always say that soft skill is not as important as technical skill. But yeah, the name is like soft skill, is like soft, a bit more fluffy, right? But then it is actually quite important, just like what I discussed earlier, right? It is usually like the differentiating factor between person to person, and also like it actually helps someone to navigate the life challenges better. Mm, yeah. So soft skill is
yeah.
not like less important than technical skill. You heard of any other misconception
Questions.
before?
Well, I think some of when I was like back in high school, I was still like the majority of what you said was part of this idea also. But also personally, I would hear some like comments from my friends, even now in university, they would still say something like, oh, it's not really that important because what most people would see is like the degree, the paper that they want, like the academic qualifications. And I when it was like before I knew anything about soft skills, it was kind of that concept also. But now once you build up that soft skills, you practice more, and you start to realize that those soft skills are part of what builds your career. It really does make a difference. And I would definitely tell those same friends with that says, no, that's not how it works anymore. It's definitely not how it works. A paper qualification doesn't get you the same level of achievement if you don't have the soft skills that you require. So that's definitely something that we all have to like definitely talk more about that in soft skills and everything. And
Yeah.
speaking of which, we can bring home a bit lah with like project ID.
Mm,
So we
mm.
might be able to ask like, because I think Base has also stalked a bit of about Project ID's Instagram, and I personally have, like I said just now, I have personally heard about Project ID, and I have saw like you guys have a lot of projects outreaching to students and conducting workshops across KL and Selangor. So I'm just curious, like how do you think that like how is Project ID aligned in helping polishing students' soft skills? Like what is their initiatives?
Mm, okay. For context first, Project ID actually is an organization that run a lot of students empowerment program to students all across Malaysia, especially secondary school students. But sometimes we do like program for higher age group as well. Like for example, we've actually been to KYUEM to run a workshop. Not sure if you joined, but yeah, I believe some of your schoolmate has joined before lah. Yeah, so what we do, we focus on three main pillars: leadership, social emotional learning, and career readiness. Yeah, so that includes like self-awareness, self-management, like time management, emotion management, goal setting, that kind of workshops. And then of course there will be like we also had workshop or sessions that talk about communications and even like managing fear, managing failure and rejections. Yeah, those are some of the example. And then how we usually do our sessions, how we deliver it is either through like workshops, it can be like a camp or can be student competition. Yeah, so this is how we deliver our impact to students. And then through interactive workshop, group activities, and some real world exposure, we actually hold a space for students to upskill themselves. Um, so in our session, we emphasize on safe space a lot, where there will be no judgment, and then people are just there, like everyone's are just like holding the space, so everyone is comfortable to learn and try things out together. Yeah. So we always say that, okay, holding this space for you all. Anyone would like to try, anyone would like to like try things that you have never tried before. For example, some students they are really shy and then they are not ready to share their opinion and all right. Yeah, we always encourage them to participate actively. It is okay to make mistake. Like I say, there is no like penalizations if you say anything wrong. It's like holding the space for the students to try and experiment out. So this is something that we believe in, like to have this safe space, to have this so that the students are feel comfortable enough to actually try out. I think one thing that we are very proud of is most of our students after they join the program, they will say that, oh, I am more confident in voicing my own opinions and thoughts now. Yeah, and then actually that is not only what Project ID do, like providing safe place, but it is also important for the participants to hold the space together, because it is not enough if we are the one, like the only one that is like giving the safe space but not the other participants. So yeah, this is one of the way of how we nurture a soft skill, like focusing on leadership, social emotional learning, and also like get them to be aware of themselves and prepare for career as well. Yeah.
I think a good mindset that we can instill. I think that's a very good mindset that we can instill onto like students as well, especially with
Mm,
such a lot of initiatives and a lot of awareness that we need to do, especially towards students. It's definitely something that we can definitely work towards. And personally speaking, if I was like 14 years old, 15 years, I would be very grateful if I had this opportunity. Just to see yourself learn something you know you that's feel like budak me would have learned lah, would wish that I would have learned lah back when I was still in Sabah. But that's a very like a lot of exciting projects for Project ID. And
Yeah.
actually,
Yeah. When you
speaking of
stop when you
project,
stop project ID, when you stop project
yeah.
ID, what did you find out, and then what are you what is there any particular initiative that you are curious about?
Um, well, I don't remember which particular workshop was it, but I remember
Mm.
related to my senior again. But I related Kaylee posted a story about you guys doing a initiative at a mall in KL or something, where you guys basically held a lot of talks and a student sharing session with a lot of not just uni graduates but also a lot of professionals, and basically it's just sharing a lot about like uh professional career, a lot of soft skills and
Mm.
everything. And that's just, to me, it's very inspiring lah. And then seeing your own senior doing it also, it's kind of plus points. And actually
Yeah.
I think like one of your the entire mentality of like Edu Kerjaya also is like the fact that you
Mm.
have to do like a mini internship. So I'm quite curious about that actually, because I've never heard of that before. Like internship, yeah lah, but like mini internship is kind of like scaled down, you know. So actually, how would it be
Yeah.
held? And like, what would you think students would get from this internship?
So you are like curious about why mini, right? It's like internship, I know, but why mini internship?
Yeah.
Okay. So before we talk about internship, like let me share with you like what is Edu Kerjaya. Edu Kerjaya is actually one of our career aspiration program collaborating with CIMB Foundation actually. So this program prepare like help to prepare the underserved students to with mindset and skills for the modern workspace. So before they go to internship, right, they actually went through boot camps for career preparations. For example, self explorations, identify their career interests, and then they also learn resume writing, interviewing skill, as well as managing rejection and failure. And all these students are actually 16 years old. Yeah, they are only from four students are 16 years old. Yeah. And then so for this mini internship, right, the idea is we want to give them earlier exposure of what working world is like and how is it like, how is it feel like when you are like working. So this group of students when they go to mini internship, they actually just like uh really working. They receive a stipend as well, and then they pair with a supervisor in the particular organizations to go through a 2 week mini internship. So 2 weeks. So a few like company, a few organizations that actually collaborated with us on this to host our mini interns, such as CMB Foundations, DHL, yeah, and then TFM as well, Cancer Research Malaysia, and Screen Law Firm also has host our students to do this mini internship before. So throughout the 2 weeks, students actually really get a taste of how working is like. They get to talk to the supervisor. They get to sharpen their skill that is required in a workplace, as well as they also get to develop the network lah, I would say, because they work closely with their supervisor. They can ask any curious question that they have about the career, about like what they want to know in a work setting. So for your information also, we pair the students to the organization based on their career interest as well. So if these students are like really interested to venture into the law career in the future, then we actually send them to do the mini internship with Stream Law Firm. Yeah, so they get like the early exposure lah. Like how is it like? What should I do? What are the things that I should improve further on? Yeah,
I think it also gives them a perspective of like whether that's the career that they want to do also. Because
exactly.
yeah, because like some 16-year-olds are like, not some lah, majority of the 16-year-olds that at that stage, right, they probably would not know exactly what they want to do also. So actually this is a very
Mhm.
good opportunity for them to like learn more about the careers, network about more and ask more about their future jobs. I feel like that's a
Mm.
very good
Some
initiative
of them,
also.
yeah. actually some of them, after they go through the mini internship, they actually feel like, oh, actually I feel like this is not something I really into. I might need to explore
Yeah,
further. Just like what you say, right? They then discover like a different perspective that's, oh, okay, maybe like they are interested in other field actually.
yeah. And it's very good also lah, because like you're not going to force them to do something for the next 20 years on something that they don't like also. That's a very good idea. I honestly wish that I was like there, like tengok all your like the people that you guys have managed to reach out is very inspiring, honestly. And speaking of like organizations in general, I think we all know like it's not just limited to just base and project but there's also a lot of organizations that are involved in this outreaching, that education awareness spreading mission. So I think it's a very subjective question that I would like ask you also, and it's a very dependent question also, but like in your opinion, what do you think organizations can do like more in the future, not just like project ID, it doesn't really matter. It's not like an organization that like has the willpower to do more in the future to like broad any engagements related to this type of cause and like be more impactful, because at the end of the day we're trying to outreach students, we're trying to build the students' minds and build the next generation leaders. So what are your thoughts about this?
Yeah. Okay. Well, that is like another big question. I will at least I will share my perspective based on my experience in Project ID like how we are thinking about moving forward in the future. I think one very important thing is to continue to expand the outreach wherever like we can spread the information to people to recruit new pool of community, new pool of people. Like it's really to expand the outreach. It's like continue to share what we are doing, continue to reach out to people. I think social media is one of the strategy as well. By the way, we just launched TikTok. If you want to check it out,
Yeah.
yeah, this is one of the outreach strategy as well. I would say is like really reaching out to more communities, get people to like know about Project ID or like even your organizations. I think that's important. And then another thing that we hold closely to is always stay updated on the ground, like what is happening in the landscape right now. What the students say that they need or want at the moment. Because things change, right? I believe also like things change and all. So it is very important to always stay on the ground to know what your target population wants. So to us, it's students. Like so that's why we always reach out to the youth, like to continue to just checking with them what do you want or what do you need, any suggestions like for the education landscape. And and with that say, actually we run an annual survey called Student Voice Matters. This year is like the third year already that we are running. So this is open to all 13 to 19 years old to fill in a survey to share about what are their needs in educations, and then we actually share all these inputs like our findings to other educational as well to implement, like to actually inform them about what the student want and then can be implement in the strategies. I think other than that is maybe the organizations can foster collaboration and partnership. Just like today, like Project ID is like have like this podcast little project, right, with base initiative. So I think it's like this collaboration and partnership with like different org, like leveraging on each other resources to reach a common goal can be one of the strategy as well.
Collaboration is definitely something that because like it's part of networking also lah. But personally, I would say it's part of also. You cannot expect an organization to achieve something on its own. Like you need help to get you need like help from other organizations, from other individuals. So it's definitely, I would say, that's part of it as well. And also, like I like how you mentioned, like it's not just partnership but also like the leadership in it. It's also like quite important as well, because if a team is not like properly led, then it's definitely something that would have a lot of challenges like when it comes to like uh projects and events and management, and like it's a very important aspect in like not just trying to get uh to the target audience, but also trying to make the impact more larger in a sense, so that in a sense, like what we're doing right now, we're doing like a podcast and we're trying to spread it out to all our social media platforms also. And in a sense,
Yeah.
like this through this partnership also like, you know, promoting both us, so it's really helpful and beneficial to like not just the us, but also our target audiences as well. And it's a very like very good way to think about it lah. And I think uh I think like that's really mostly all the questions that I would ask here. I'll open the floor to maybe a few from you if you have any.
Oh, my turn to ask. Okay.
Yeah, your turn to ask now.
Sure.
This is a
Sure.
podcast, not really an
So
interview.
yeah, of course, that I will use my opportunity to ask. I am actually very curious also. So for this initiative, right? What are you guys like aiming to do, and like is there any goal like in the future that you all want to achieve?
Oh, that's a very presidential question that my president should have answered this lah. But I can give you the same answer also. Um, Okay, Base Initiative was founded actually by our super seniors a very long time ago in KYUEM. But
Mhm.
it's with the essence that we try and provide aid to all the students regarding merit-based scholarships and maybe other educational pathways also. Because I don't know about other members in base lah, but I was for myself personally, when I applied for any scholarships, merit based, I didn't receive any help. I didn't receive any like tips to score interview or like ways to prepare for interviews, what you need to bring. In fact, a very funny story is like I almost forgot to bring my IC during an actual interview. So
Oh,
that should be probably be told to me. And base initiative is like running on the sense that we're going to be the support system that you need. We're going to tell you what you need for these scholarships and everything. So in essence, we're trying to reach out to a lot of students. I would say base has a very large outreach as well, and we just concluded our base and SaaS workshop at MMU Cyberjaya, and we're planning to do outreach events.
sound very interesting and exciting actually. Like seems like a lot of things going on.
Okay,
Mm.
so I think that's like basically the end of this podcast. Hopefully, it's not too long, and hopefully, it doesn't keep you up that long. But thank you so much for like joining tonight, especially on the Saturday night where I would say we all will have like more fun things to do. Thank you so much for joining on this particular Saturday night, and thank you for sharing your thoughts. On behalf of Base Initiative, I really appreciate your cooperation and your dedication to like present your ideas and share your thoughts about some of the important questions that we would like to ask you as well. And thank you so much for attending today's session. Have a good night.
Thank you too. Thank you for like reaching out to Project ID to do this. Like sembang santai together, I would say. Yeah. So I hope
Yeah.
I hope you had fun. I hope you had fun as well. Like not really like I know it's a Saturday night. So it's also thank you for your being here to have these conversations with me lah. Yeah. So yeah, thank you so much.
Okay. Thank you so much. Have a good night. Bye bye.